Well, I did say I wasn't going to play Arceus. And then I said to myself, wouldn't it be cool if every year I played it?
Yeah, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be cool, like, every 5 years, or for the next 5 years, all I do is play Arceus? On, like, this one day in particular. No, the real reason is because I didn't want to do a Xenoblade stream today, which is the actual game I have booted currently, which is why I will shut it down. And, hold on, where's Pokemon? Oh, shit, I can't see from back here. I have to... There's not a lot of room back here. But didn't you just create a whole bunch of room? Yeah, I know. Here it is. We'll also do the birthday thing. Thank you very much, Devin. I appreciate it. You know what? Should we do the birthday thing first on Brilliant Diamond? That'll just take like 2 seconds, actually. And I need to do it on Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, at least, since I can't... Do they do it in Gen 4? I don't think they do it in Gen 4. I'm pretty sure they don't. I think it's a Gen 5 thing. Here, I'll show it. No, I know, but, you know, sometimes I feel like I play these games all the same way too much. So we're not gonna play too much of any of this. One day. And then in the summer, we will start playing, we'll finish off Arceus for good. It will actually only come back almost never. Okay, well, I'm not gonna cry. He's quoting song lyrics. I don't know who sang that song, though. Probably, like, one of those, like, girl boss artists, maybe. Someone's gonna be mad at me. How could you say that? How could you say that? Ah! Here you go. Wait, does it know it's my birthday? Do they not do it in Gen 4? Wait, maybe they don't do it in Gen 4. Huh. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But you know, I need to start playing this anyway, so whatever, fuck it. I actually have to come back to this and start playing, why do I have a Lunatone in my party? I have no idea. Something about this game just makes me so nostalgic, though. Leslie Gore? Okay, never heard of her. I've heard of the song, but not her. Last save was in February, okay. Maybe they don't do it in the remakes. Dude, these remakes suck. I'm once again going to die on the hill that Brilliant Diamond might be one of the worst remakes in human history. Like, genuinely bad. Like obnoxiously bad. And I hate to say it because I love it. It's one of my most played games on the Switch. But it is fucking awful how little care and love and attention was put into it. Like, that's just disgraceful how bad Brilliant Diamond is. Seriously. Anyway, Devin, how have you been? How's things been? That's terrible, dude. Like, what the fuck? Why even release a remake if it's gonna have so few features? That's not a remake, then. Okay, I have the Twilight Princess background. Lower that song via Supernatural. Ooh, okay. See, I haven't watched Supernatural. You can't play it. That's hilarious. Alright, so we're already in a Pokemon Center. We're gonna leave the Pokemon Center and go back in. There you go. Very nice. They remember my birthday. It's only on the console. Wow. This is back when they cared, man. And then they play the nice soft remix. Okay, I appreciate that. Now that's soul right there. People talk shit about Gen 7. People who talk shit about Gen 7 and then talk so much praise about Gen 8, I genuinely don't understand you. We're gonna have to dissect your brain when you die. Genuinely. We're gonna have to actually well, you're gonna be dead, but you're gonna have to actually dissect your brain. It's ridiculous, man. How the fuck could you come from a gen where they actually tried something new and did a bunch of different stuff to a game where they objectively did less work? The game looks like it stepped off the N64 in some places, and we're like, yeah, it's great. Not that Pokemon games have always... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Devin. I went with my dad urgent care. He's been sick since Wednesday. Is he at least getting a little better now? Hopefully. What am I doing? Oh, just a bad case of bronchitis. Okay. Amped up head colds. They gave him okay, that's good. You know, you always want it to just be something simple, right? You don't want it to ever be anything bad or you know, terrifying. You know what I mean? So that's good. Alright, we have Ursaluna. We have to use Double Edge, which is going to be fantastic, and Headlong Rush. We might as well just do it. Just do Ursaluna, because what is it? Ursaluna and what else is left? At this point, it's easier to see what isn't. The evolutions. Wordier and Ursaluna are the only two Pokemon left. Okay. Did I move Pokemon around? I think I did. His oxygen was fine too. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember when my grandparents were getting older, oxygen's a big thing. It's something very scary that you don't want to have to, you don't want them to have to deal with, because it's, you know, but that's good. Wordier? Wordier? Oh, Lord. Well, I definitely didn't take it out of the game, because you can't put it in any other game anyway. I only have one. And it's low level. Oh, God. Oh, my Lord. Someone help me. Okay, we're going to do Ursaluna. Probably only going to do Ursaluna anyway, because that's about all I could stomach to begin with. Okay. We need to do, what do you think? Strong Style Double Edge to guarantee a knockout, and then Headlong Rush is a ground move. There's no shortage of Pokemon we could hit with that, and it'll be good for them. Like, right now. In fact, we could get started on it right now. I'm something of a genius sometimes, you know. Sometimes even my massive brain starts to work. And then I too can wear the prestigious crown of someone who has mastered this game's decks. And I watch ZA have nothing to master, so by stream like 22, we're already done with the game. You literally started streaming, you started streaming literally as I was going to bed last night. What time did I start streaming? What did I stream last night? Oh, Final Fantasy? Yeah, you missed nothing. You missed nothing. You probably, if you caught even one pull of that fight at any point in the last 2 weeks, you missed nothing. Just multiply that by a bajillion. What is it? Strong Style Double Edge? Yeah. Woke up as I ended. Yeah, isn't that great? I have literally done that before. I will be waiting for TV shows to go live. I'll go to sleep because, you know, I'm tired, whatever, fuck it. And then I'll wake up, like, I'll literally pass out right before the TV show starts, or, you know, it was anime, right? Oh, it was the birthday stream? Never mind. Don't worry. Again, I don't think these are any playthroughs you haven't seen before. So you're good. Ooh, a critical hit. Very nice. Spyro 1, Metroid Fusion. I even said that on the stream. I was like, you know, if anyone's... are you stuck? I did it again. I did it again. Okay, well, it can still attack, but I did it again. Look at that. I like how Zubats act like sentries, dude. Like, go away. I literally stuck a Pokemon inside a tree. You have to get it to run away just far enough, and then the game reads it as it being inside the tree. I did it again. Let's see if we free it this time. It might still be stuck in there. Okay. We have to heal. How do I always do this? Only on this game in particular, seriously. Like, no other Pokemon game do I glitch out accidentally this hard. You know, it's hard to accidentally glitch most Pokemon games. The only glitch I think you could even trigger reliably half the time is the Roar glitch in Gen 3. Because it's very likely that Entei and Raikou use Roar to escape from combat, and then your save is fucked. Like, that's actually how that works. If the Latioses could do it, they would actually fuck your game too. That goes without saying that the low IV glitch for them is also always in effect, because it can never not be in effect, if that makes sense. Like, it's impossible for you not to trigger that. That's unfortunately just a side back of how the game generates roaming Pokemon. Which is another reason why Charmander is not only the canon starter for Gen 1, but also the best starter, because you have 0 chance of triggering that glitch. Where's this Paris? Hello? Where are you? What? It's literally, it's even deeper inside the tree. Look at this. You can't even see it anymore. Where is it? They unloaded. Yo, that's so fucking funny, man. All right, well, you know what? Here. We're gonna catch it. Ooh, not that. The other one. Good lord. Scared the shit out of me. Here. Where even is it? It's deep inside the tree. It refuses to leave. It's the shut-in Paris. Oh my god. This game is just for fun, man. I love this game. This game is so stupid. You don't get anything else like this in any other Pokemon game. You can play dozens of Pokemon games and never get reactions like that. Oh my god, dude. Help. Oh, this game. Oh, it hurts. The pain. Oh god. Ah! The pain. Yeah, I'm a night owl too. So I don't know, like I actually slept again. So like after my stream I went off, I did a couple things, I got something to eat, and then I basically just passed out. Oh, I'm full. Okay, well that's not good. And I actually had a cake for the first time in many years. So for me that was kind of cool, because it was like I was thinking about Portal the whole time. I was like, oh, we could eat cake. That one line in Portal 1 where Gladys is like, first there will be bzz, and then there will be cake, was playing in my head. I was like, oh shit. Oops. I did this wrong. You think this guy is gonna knock me out? God, this is the worst fucking... Why did they do this to Ursaring, man? I'm gonna have to heal, because no matter what I do, I'm gonna get KO'd here. Let's see, actually. Great snapshot, by the way. That's gonna be a great thumbnail someday. Never. Yeah! My brain is massive, dude. I love video games. You can't get this anywhere else. This high is amazing. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, next year, okay, next year I think we do Spyro 2 again, though. We either do a Spyro 2 and then Spyro 3 marathon, and we just get the remaining achievements, or I do that earlier and we play another game, I don't know. I kind of just want to get the achievements anyway, like, personally. But I think it's cool when they're all postmarked with my birthday, so that's kind of awesome. It's not a huge deal, but it would be kind of cool. Especially since I spent like an hour trying to loop-de-loop around those stupid rock rings. Maybe it's not possible to do that. I don't know. You just have to do one of the bridge arches. Yeah, none of the achievements in Spyro 1 are that difficult. The hardest one is looking for, you have to look for those gears in Twilight Harbor. Everything else is either 100% the game, or it's some silly thing that you could just do easily. Like, wait for a chicken to get captured in a net. Okay, easy. You literally do nothing, you walk around, and then you free it by charging. That's it. That's the achievement. So yeah, I'm working on that. But think about it, once I'm done with that, that's the end of it. I will be unable to do another Spyro playthrough. Well, not unable, but there won't be any other reason other than to replay what I've already done. I'll do a Hero's Tale. That's the only major Spyro game I haven't played for the channel. That and Shadow Legacy and the GBA games, but you know, that's because they're isometric GBA games. It's ridiculous. I'm probably going to record those platformers the more I think about it. I feel like that'll save me a lot of time, because then I could just kind of do it on my own pace. So maybe I'll record and upload them like I would have done back in the day. So that way we could free up streaming time for other games. I don't know. I'll think about it. As the summer gets a little closer, I'm trying to weigh and balance these things a little bit better in my head. A lot of better. I have to make a list of all the games I need to finish. And then I have to... Oh, is it going to say I'm too far? Let's see. No, okay. I have to make a list of all the games I haven't finished and then like actually set about finishing them. So I'll do that. It's not impossible. It's, you know, I just have to do it. We got to be hyper efficient in my 30s, whereas my 20s kind of faltered. My 30s have to be hyper efficient. I could do it. Yeah. Might as well use these. It's funny too because like despite how much I dislike about this game, like pretty much at the end of the day, I might as well favorite these so I don't have to scroll down every time. I still end up like with all Pokemon games that I'm a huge fan of. Wait, how do you reorganize it? How does this work when you favorite something? It doesn't go to the top? Oh, there you go. You have to organize it. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, the healing items you don't have to favorite. They naturally filter to the top, which is good. Raspberry, easier to catch. Nah, I never use those. I either need to go back to school or start independent learning so I can get a career doing something I enjoy. Absolutely. The time is now. There's no time to wait. The clock is ticking. That's one of the things I used to always post on my streams. That might have been another stream I did a couple years ago. I think I played Ripto's Rage. It's like the past, what is it? The past increases, the future recedes. The clock is ticking, how will you act? Part 1 and part 2. I'm pretty sure if you go on my channel and put in the past increases, you'll find it. But it's a real quote, probably from something really shitposty that absolutely has no bearing in anything. But I mean, it's a real quote. I mean, isn't that good enough for me? The past increases, the future recedes. We're taking a minor break for today, and then we'll be back at it. Tomorrow we'll be doing, well, tomorrow we're doing Final Fantasy. So maybe we're taking a 2-day break. It just happened that Memorial Day was my birthday, and then combo that with a new Final Fantasy patch that same day. There was nothing I could do about that. That's just unfortunately like a massive team up. It is what it is. There's not really much I could do. It just happens that those 2 days happen back to back. Wednesday we'll be doing Rise of the Ronin. Thursday we'll be doing Oblivion again. Yes, possibilities decreasing, regrets mounting. Do you understand? I understand. Remain ignorant. That's a great one. I love that. That's such a crazy good quote. I wonder what it's from. Is it from like a Persona game? Watch it be from something really fucking awful. Oops. Well, that doesn't matter. There's not enough even to put in. Very nice. Good job, me. Grains. No, I need the beans, kinda, maybe. Probably not. Probably not. I see that image all the time, and I think I have it saved, and I need to save it somewhere I could really pull it out from. Oh, dude! I forgot to post the stupid Grim Reaper. It's your birthday image. Holy shit. Yeah, yo, it's your birthday! It's the Grim Reaper moving into Abacus. It's my birthday! Haruki Murakami, but it's popular from a meme. Dude, imagine that shit. This dude, he's literally off the top of the dome. Bro created infinite meme potential out of nowhere one day. actual villain tier quote at the end of an anime. Oh, he's trying to tell you why he has to, like, blow up half the planet, murder almost everybody. I want a villain that, when at the end of the game, they just completely lose their mind and start spouting gibberish. Like, it doesn't even make sense. They just start reading out of a fucking book. That's actually kind of what happens in Portal, actually. A little bit. Which is beautiful. Portal actually channels this like a full JRPG villain. Like, yes, you will understand. You must put in 1 ounce of cake, 1 ounce of flour, something like that. Just start reading a cookbook for cake. I think that actually happens in Portal. Peak. That's probably the best part. I love when villains like lose their fucking minds. That's like such a great trope. Such peak. I moved it and I already forgot I moved it. Okay, I'm gonna have to get another brand of Pokeball just so I could kind of clog it to the second line. That's not gonna happen, is it? No. I know better. We only have to get we only have to get lucky once. You have to be lucky every time. And you know me, stacking luck never goes well in my favor. That is absolutely straight villain energy. I mean, you could read like half of the Call of Duty death quotes. Wait, isn't that a COD death quote? Or am I it sounds like one. COD stopped including those because I think they ran out of ones to include, and they had to start including quotes from people that were controversial. So then they were just like, all right, fuck it. It's not that great anyway. Just don't even bring it back. I don't even know if Modern Warfare 2 Remastered even has the quotes in it. It might not. I don't even know if Black Ops does it either. Call of Duty just doesn't do half the shit that it used to anymore. It doesn't even bother. And to some degree, probably not even the worst thing anyway. It's like... I don't know, man. How are you gonna have space quotes? You know, for Infinite Warfare, they should have just made up a whole bunch of fake quotes from people. Since it's so far in the future, they should have totally just made up a whole bunch of bullshit and called it a day. I don't know, I haven't played the campaign, so I actually am just like spitballing here, but I think that would be really funny. They should parody it. That is straight villain energy. I love it. That's like the hero, when the hero's a villain in like an isekai manga or some shit. Did the other message go through? Uh-oh. YouTube said no. YouTube said fuck this guy. In reality, that's a quote from a group of people trying to assassinate Margaret Thatcher, saying they only have to be lucky once in order to kill her. Yeah, you have to be lucky every day. Probably trying to escape the long dick of the law. Oh no, I get it now. That makes sense. Straight villain energy. That's some absolutely necessary context. That's like Hillary Clinton levels of evil. I would never kill myself. Oh, good lord. Yeah, but COD stopped doing that. I think they stopped. They definitely stopped by Modern Warfare 3. That's why Modern Warfare 3 feels the least like a Modern Warfare campaign, for sure, because they just don't have a lot of the other stuff. But at the same time, MWT, yeah, self-deletion via 2 bullets to the back of the head while hanging upside down. By the way, he's never owned a gun in his life. It just spawned in his hand. Bro gonna have me pulling the Saints Row energy, or the Saints Row generic grunt energy, where we just pull guns out of nowhere. Yeah, with my arms bound. Okay. Let me reload. I think they included a quote by Condoleezza Rice, and people hated that. I'm kind of remembering why they stopped doing those death quotes in COD now. I think they included a quote by Condoleezza Rice, and they were like, yeah, fuck that. Something like that. I think suspiciously the year after that they stopped, but I can't remember which game it was because it's been too long. Oh, I sure love my life. My 30s are going to be great and will not spontaneously end out of nowhere. That's what, you know who needs to be saying that every day? Fucking Diddy needs to say that. Because if there's even the slightest chance that he gets found guilty of anything, I think they're going to fucking deep six him. Bro is actually going to be super cooked. He knows too much. He needs to say that every day so people understand. What do they need to understand? I don't know. But they need to understand. I won't even lie, though. I haven't really been following the court case. I said I was going to be super hyped for it, and then I totally didn't follow it. I'm lazy. I'm half busy. You know the idea. I'm good. Ugh. Wait, that didn't knock it out? Actually, that's a good thing that it did knock it out. That's actually really good. Thank you. It's actually faster to stay in combat and just hit the same thing over and over and over again than it is to swap and have to find a new enemy. That's actually the ideal scenario, is that they don't move like that. Okay. I moved it. It's fucking me up now. I think this used to be a stack of 999, by the way. Look where we're at. I don't think we'll deplete it by the time we're done with this. We're gonna be there. We're gonna actually finish off every Pokemon in this game. Okay, excellent. Thank you. We'll finish off every Pokemon in this game. Because the evolutions are just going to be spamming Baby Doll Eyes 70 times. If there's 7 Baby Doll, or I'm sorry, if there's 7 evolutions and you have to spam it, what is it, 40 times? Hold on, how far are we again? Okay, we're about like halfway done. We're gonna have to use Headlong Rush a whole bunch. I'm not too worried about that. For evolutions, it's what, 70 Agile Style, 15 Baby Doll Eyes, and then a random move. I guess okay, so 15 Baby Doll Eyes isn't that bad. Never mind. It's the Agile Style that's going to be brutal. Because even if we used on every Psychic and every Baby Doll Eyes, it's only 55. And that's assuming that we did do that correctly. So we're just going to have to use evolutions. It's not the worst thing in the world. Whatever. That's actually not that bad, all things considered. 15 Baby Doll Eyes. We'll just get into battle with a Magikarp. We have to count. Magikarp is 40 PP for Splash, and so we'll just use it, give or take, depending on speed. We'll be able to get through like 2 evolutions per Magikarp. It's just going to take a long time, and then we'll just spend the stream doing each evolution. So like this stream, we're just probably going to do Ursaluna. This is probably not going to be a very long stream, I'm not going to lie, because I'm probably going to go record after this since I'm actually full of energy. And also because I just wanted to clear this out my backlog. So the next time I play, we'll finish Wordier, and then that's it. We do evolutions after that. So we'll have another mini stream of this probably in the next... No idea. I have no idea when we're going to do another stream of this. But it's not a huge deal anyway. Ursaluna and Wordier. Hello, Narg. Hello, Governor. So my initial estimate of maybe like 250, 255 streams, I said something like that. It's gonna take us like another 40 to 50 streams way back when, where it's actually not that far off. And then we'll be done. And then I alone can put the crown on my head. I will sit on the porcelain throne. I guess I'm Beelzebub from Persona now, but whatever. I'll sit alone on the throne, the crown weighs heavy, and you'll say, wow, well, what great gaming achievement did he do? You know, like in my teens, I was doing Dead Space challenges. When I was 20, I did that Resident Evil Knife Only challenge, right? You know, I've done all these crazy challenges, all these hard difficulties in games and things like that. What did I do to deserve this crown? I sat around on almost 200 streams and played Arceus until I did every single thing in the Pokedex. I don't own a tea kettle either. Hello, Governor. I knuckled down in platinum the re-releases for Slide 2 and 3. Very nice. Very nice. How's Oblivion coming along? Just out of curiosity. How's Oblivion coming along for you? Because me, I started doing a little bit of the story. It's just, I'm a loot goblin, so if I can't loot a whole bunch of stuff, I feel bad. Latin. Latin, Latin, Latin. That's my final answer. Was final answer Weakest Link? Or was it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Or was it both? Most of my high-end achievements are from roguelikes and FF12. Well, that's because FF12 is a game unto itself. I wish I still had my Latin notebook. I wish I had my Latin notebook still, and just, you know, the way I took notes was different back then. I really did not care about that class. It was just more of a for fun thing to fuck around. That was a hard class. I struggled with that class at first. And then 8th grade, things were popping. 8th grade was like, we went from like the dark year of 7th grade into the Persona 4 golden year of 8th grade. That's like the best way I could put it. Like everything was it's like we went from Persona 3 to 4. It's the best way to put it. Haven't played all that much lately, kind of got swamped. Half Sword. Yeah, I need to play Expedition 33. It sucks, man. Like every single day this week. Oh Lord, that's not good. It really sucks. Like every single day this week is unfortunately just crowded with like tons of stuff. It's very unfortunate. I do the best I can with my limited resources. My one limit being time. One, two. Okay. Yeah, wait till the World of Warcraft streams start in about like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be trying to power level before whatever comes out. That's gonna be impossible. Like actually, that's gonna be impossible. I have to go through 3 expansions. Okay. Let's go back because the weather shifted, which means that the Pokemon have respawned if they weren't already recently defeated. Oh my god! Like, look at this shit. Deltarune in a week. Yeah, fortunately there's not like a lot of summer releases for me. That's actually a good thing. Yeah, I get that. Half Sword's an AI melee combat simulator. I've been playing the demo for roughly a year. Damn. You know what that's like for me? I've been playing Fantasy Map Simulator. Like I randomly bought it on a whim, and I was like, oh my god, dude. Like what? You just get to design, and they've been adding a lot to it for what it's worth. I forget where I saw it. But like Fantasy Map Simulator is actually really cool. It's just cool from like a perspective of like imagining all these worlds and things. It's pretty nice, and you get to watch one country take over the world and then collapse in real time or sped up. I prefer to do it sped up. I don't have all day. Finish Gun in Enter the Gungeon and the Tornasol in 14, Jesus, in FF12. And obviously, what's the other one? Yasmat, 100%. Thinking about Tactics Advance once again. I just want someone to mod in a mission menu, man. Like Square Enix, man. Like, can someone with actual like power and clout convince them to remake that game with no missables. That would be so dope. I can't, man. I dream about that way more often than I should. Okay. Are you... Oh, it's Foggy. It's Foggy, it's Foggy, it's Foggy, it's Foggy. Oh, he missed too. You love to see it. Heartbreak. This might knock me out. It's a very physics-heavy game. Speaking of physics, did you hear the rumor that Oh, I'm dead. Did you hear the rumor that Half-Life 3 is gonna be dropped this summer? As usual, we get this once a fucking year. Did you hear that rumor? Someone, I forget who, was like, oh yeah, Valve may be ready to drop news about Half-Life 3. I'm like, dude, do you know what fucking year it is? Like, really? Like, do you think you're gonna get me excited? I'm not even Hawkeye, like, saying don't give me hope. Like, at this point, I don't even believe you anymore. It's just not gonna happen. Oh, it was based on code snippets? Yeah, forget it, dude. It's not happening. That's what they said every fucking year for the last, however, who even knows how long. Yeah, it's coming this year, guys. Valve is gonna blow us away. And then the only thing they released was fucking Alex. Which is so great, it did absolutely nothing for the Half-Life fan base, exactly like I said it would. Why? Because they're only gonna come out of stasis if they actually release a new game. Like, they could just have some other studio just make it. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's like, what the fuck? Who even believes this anymore? But someone, it was like a minorly major article, and I say those words completely correctly, by the way. It was like a minorly major article. They were like, yes, but there's good, credible news. They'll do. No, they won't. And if they do, I'll eat my words. But guess what? If I follow my gut, for the last 18 years, I would have been right. So think about it like that. For the last 18 years of my life, I would have been correct about them not doing anything. So there's no reason to start thinking that they will. I had full-on discussions about this. I was, you know, I've talked with people. They're like, well, why would Valve take a risk? I'm like, take a risk? It's a fucking Half-Life game. Imagine if, like, Nintendo was, like, taking a risk with Mario. Well, it's a Mario game. Even bad Mario games sell out. Like, what? When has Nintendo ever had a Mario game that was actually just bad? Like, actually just dog shit. Even the sports Mario games are fucking high quality. And I hate Mario Strikers. That's the one everyone dies for. It could be the most mid-tier, straight... Okay, here's the fucked up part. It could literally play like a 2012 game, and at this point, the market is so bad, it would do probably better now than it would have in 2012. Think about that. Because Expedition, and I was saying this earlier, Expedition 33 is basically just like Lost Odyssey evolved. And Lost Odyssey, when it came out, got shit on by game devs or by the gaming media, saying that, oh, turn-based RPGs are too outdated. Meanwhile, you know, 18 years later, a random bunch of Ubisoft employees make a fucking RPG. It's game of the year, basically, because everything else is so fucking DEI'd and shit and just not thought out and awful that all it took was a bunch of dudes who genuinely liked making games. And then all of a sudden they made a crazy fucking good game. That's how there are so many, right? That's what I said. I said they were out of their mind. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? You know, and what it really is they just write articles, and then I believe they're paid for articles. Obviously, I can't prove that, but I believe that all these journos and all these people write paid for articles. Their boss tells them you need to write this, and then a bunch of execs who paid for it will then say, see, according to Gamer Magazine, gamers don't want this, and then they'll use it to justify whatever stupid project they want to make that they think is going to milk them or make them more money, or it's easier to develop or faster. Who knows? The bottom line is that if you look at Lost Odyssey, remember, that's a game that runs on 512 megabytes. That's a game that runs on 512 megabytes. It's one of the most criminally underrated and underknown games of all time. It absolutely deserves a remaster. It came on 4 fucking discs, just for clarity. It's the only game ever to come on 4 discs on the 360. In fact, it's the only game I know at all to run on that many discs. I don't know any other game that runs on 4 discs. It is a criminally underrated... If you liked... Wasn't it proven that game studios pay for certain reviews? Yes. I forget where that article was. I heavily suspect that Last of Us 2 was very much one of those. I think everyone blacklists reviewers that don't give them good scores, but I do think that a lot of studios have basically either paid for reviews or something. And I mean, hello. I mean, it basically goes without saying that when you do that, like, you can't have honest media by definition. Remember, they got mad at a lot of motherfuckers in summer of 2014 for this exact thing that I'm talking about. They got mad at a lot of people for saying, hey, maybe games journalism is like kind of fucked. They trade favors and they don't actually honestly make an attempt to review games. Because there's always going to be bias. No one is saying they can't be biased. No, I think they paid for reviews. I think that there was no way that Sony was going to let a bunch of gamers on the internet ruin their big pride and joy. And I think the way they snubbed Ghost of Tsushima proves that. And the way that they had a massive cease and desist campaign around that game and that game in particular, it's very suspicious, the timing on that. It's very suspicious. Yeah, it's also 2020 was just a very politically charged year. I mean, well, you could say that about any year now, I guess. There's no hope. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck do you expect? It's funny how the exact same problem that they had with the game has literally replicated itself now into the show. It's actually really funny how they walked into that exact same landmine. Why would I have contact with a news site that shits on my games? Because you're Nintendo and you tell them, hey, you're Nintendo, you're Sony, you're Square Enix, you're Ubisoft. You reach out to their HR department or their PR department or something and you say, listen, you guys better write good articles or otherwise we won't give you review codes. It's kind of understood. Why would you give review codes to someone that is actively like shitting on your product? It doesn't even make sense. Why would you give review codes to someone so they could preemptively tell people that your game sucks? If it does suck, right? Like, let's say fairly and objectively your game is bad. Why would you give them a review code? Wouldn't you want customers to walk into it blind so that way they spend the most money? You wouldn't, yeah, but that's exactly the point. You wouldn't give them keys at that point. You wouldn't give them attention. Again, you can't really prove a lot of this. I just have to look at the trends. I don't believe that these companies sit around and just twiddle their thumbs and just accept their fate for these multi-million-dollar projects. I don't believe that. If you had a couple $1,000s on the line, you wouldn't write a spicy email to someone? If I had a couple $1,000s on the line for something, my emails would probably be admissible in court or inadmissible in court. Let's say that. Let's say that these emails would probably not sound that great. I understand why these people write these unhinged emails full of slurs. Yeah, that would be me. That would be me. I fully admit it. If someone was fucking around on my money, you better believe I'm going to kill you with my words. No, I don't think they paid off every review. I think they paid off the larger ones. I think there's definitely a few that they do, and then the rest of them just follow the wave. I don't know if you saw the New York Post article where they're like, oh, let's admit now, the Disney live actions are terrible. What do they call it? Worthless abominations? It's like, gee, thanks guys. Welcome to the year 2017 when we knew that all these live action remakes were shit. Everyone else has known this for years. Suddenly, because the Overton window is shifting, now all of a sudden they all understand that these movies are awful and shit. It's a New York Post article. I'll post it in the Discord. Oh my god, can you not? Please. Can you please hit your move? Like, come on, stop this. You ever see a video, then you can't find it after? I saw a news video about how is it a horror that gamers are buying indie studios and not from studios? This was an IRL headline. Yeah, how is it possible that they're not just buying the same 5 games with the same bullshit over and over and over again? It's a mystery to them. You have to understand that Hollywood and all the game industry is run by egomaniacs. Especially the Western game industry, it's run by egomaniacs. It's run by people that don't like games. They just got nominated to the board because they were in a business somewhere. They're awful at it. They're terrible. And they don't have to be terrible at it. It's not hard, actually. This might be the one industry that you could just completely appeal to people non-fucking stop, and you could just make $1 billion every time. But they won't do it either because they take money from BlackRock, or they take money from USAID, or they take money from something else, and they won't do it. It's that simple. Instead of just making games. And obviously that's subjective. Not every game would instantly go from a 9, or, you know, from a 6 to a 9, but it would be a lot less than what we have now, which is absolutely out of their way to fuck up these games. And they, you know, it's shameful. That's a 5% miss chance, by the way. We've hit it like twice. Even in my most unlucky Fire Emblem missions, I don't miss that. Hoop. Slop is the best name, and you know they hate that word. Slop really is the best. I like that it's just become the catchy name. I think we really are going to look back at Suicide Squad as the game that started this. I think it's actually very funny and fitting that it happens to be like a big movie tie-in game. You know, a game that did so well, right, that they couldn't even animate the final cutscene, and then they undo all the spicy story dialogue decisions. They couldn't even animate the final cutscene. It's just comic stills. And then the cope is that, well, it's from a comic book. No, they just didn't have the funding to do it. Let's Overton window this. Or, sorry, let's Occam's razor this. They just didn't have the funding. Can I prove it? Not without breaking into their fucking studio. No, I can't. But it's pretty fucking obvious to me that they just couldn't do it. They ran out of money. Ratchet and Clank, what, the 2016 game? The thing I liked is that the bouncer in that game is completely broken. I remember using that, but then I remember not finishing it because I lost the save data. Or, no, I didn't lose the save data. I lost the recording, excuse me, which basically doomed it. I'll replay it when I eventually play like all 20 Ratchet and Clank games, to the point that I'm probably going to be sick of the fucker. You know, people say they got sick of Spyro after 3 games. Brother, try like 10 Ratchet and Clank games. Like, dead ass. I mean, hey, credit to Insomniac. They milked the fuck out of it. Can't hate. They went from one cash cow to another. It's just a shame that the last one had to die brutally. Thanks. I mean, they're also making Spider-Man. I can't be too mad at them. Spider-Man 1 was at least really good. There you go. But yeah, I don't know. Trusting, and this is, then they wonder why no one trusts games media, let alone any media at this point. How could you buy games from some dude or group of 5 guys? How could you support these people? This sounds like a fake article. I'm not saying that you didn't see it. I wonder why they had it pulled. Like, just genuinely. It just sounds like a fucking Cope article. It sounds like a, wow, these people don't like the things that we do. Fuck these guys. All right, we have to actually use Headlong Rush, so we're gonna strong style it. We can go down here. It reads like a Cope article. It reads like someone got a little bit too close to the sauce, and they were like, oh no, pull that. Nope, can't do that. Just like HBO's fucking PR department when they took down Drinker's video for a little bit about a week or 2 ago. It's like, oh no, we can't do that. We don't want to open this can of worms. Put it back up. It's better to just let Drinker get his 1,000,000 views and just pretend like it didn't happen than it is for us to actually open Pandora's box. And honestly, yeah, I agree. I think it's really stupid to pick that fight. Especially when he's right about it. They literally changed nothing from the show, from the game, which they knew was objectively, like, just a complete fucking hot mess. And it's been that way for however many years now, 5 or 6 years, and they knew it was going to be bad. And there's no way they ignored the backlash from it because they talked about it and they defended it and they had to go back and make retcons to things that aren't even in the fucking game itself. Yeah, exactly. Same shit. To be fair, that was what the guy making the vid said. He was compressing he was compressing a paragraph. Okay, yeah. No, it's bullshit. Don't worry, when you guys win, you're the bad guys. When you guys win, you're the bad guys. When we win, well, you should be grateful that we're winning. We know what we're doing. It's literally actual Mr. Robot E-Corp tier shit. And then they wonder why no one listens to them, man. Then they wonder why they come out, they get ratioed on Twitter, then they run to Blue Sky, and then they leave Blue Sky because no one gives a fuck about Blue Sky. And then they come back to Twitter, they keep getting ratioed on Twitter, so they just buy likes to offset it. It's absolutely absurd. And then you could just write stuff from the heart. You could just say, you know what, this is what I believe. And if you're, you know, let's be fair here, if you actually had journalistic integrity, you probably wouldn't work for people that require you to write actual lies, because then you're just a propagandist. You're not a journalist. That line is razor thin. Especially if you have to have a certain foregone conclusion. It's ridiculous. And then they wonder why people hate them. I mean, you all see this shit. Like, how many of y'all even knew who I was in 2014? So, you know, this is not like something new. And it's gonna keep going. Trust me, there is no end to the money machine of propaganda. Absolutely. And it could be something as stupid as real-time RPGs are better than turn-based. Remember Lost Odyssey? Go look at some gameplay of Lost Odyssey. That is a fantastic game. I said halfway through, I'm like, yeah, this is a playthrough. I'm gonna do a playthrough on this. Maybe after Expedition, I'll do it this year. Maybe. I'll see how proficient I am. Maybe in like August, I'll try. It's a very long game. It's got a lot of party members. You could tell a lot of people, Mistwalker put a lot of fucking work into that game. And it's a shame that they got stiff the way they did, because they didn't deserve it. They did not deserve it. They did not deserve to get stiff the way they did. They put in tons of work. I would argue more than games that would come out for the next few years. And then randomly a bunch of assholes are like, yeah, people don't actually want this. They're telling you they want it, but they won't actually buy it. Oh, we have to use Headlong Rush. Funny, I've been using the wrong move this whole time. Well, that's gonna take a while. Let's go do some other shit, maybe. Yeah, because we have to find a bunch of other Pokemon. Okay. Let's go reset. If not, we have to find like some fire types. So I guess what we could do is we could go to Cobalt and then we could go do the volcano. That kind of makes the most sense. There you go. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Remember when you watch Mythbusters and that was like the coolest line they would say? Remember when Mythbusters was like peak television? Mythbusters, Dirty Jobs, and Man vs. Wild was like the trifecta of late 2000s Discovery. All that is gone now. I think the only one who even still does any of that is Mike Rowe. I think he's genuinely the only one that sticks with it. Credit to him, though. Okay. Let's save. Oh, let me move this. Unbelievable. I've been doing it wrong the whole time. At least Headlong... Does Headlong Rush have recoil? I hope not. Let's see. No. It lowers your stats. Who gives a fuck about that? Not me. Where'd the remote go? What the fuck? Where'd the remote go? What the fuck? Yo, did I lose the remote for... No, here it is. Terrifying. I mean, honestly, I haven't really seen any good TV shows in many years. I don't watch a ton, but at the same time, I don't really... Nothing really interests me in the same way. At least the one copium is that, like, I feel most things are pretty bad nowadays. At least I have that going for me a little bit. Okay. This is why I hate the fact that you cannot increase PP in this game. I have to reload literally every 3 uses. Well, no, actually, are we done? I have to check after this. If not, this will be easy. No, we have to do it 4 more times. That's fine. It was good when they got the myth right, but on ones I wanted to know, they went super stupid. I remember some of them, they were like, we can't actually tell you this because it would be bad. I remember that. That was fun. I don't blame them for that. And then the rare time that they're like, yo, you could actually try this at home. I was like, oh shit, yo, Mentos and Coke, let's go. That's like the #1 episode I think of when I think about that. Y'all ever tried the Mentos and Coke shit? Actually, for once, you can try this at home. You have like $10 to spare. You just drop some Mentos into the Coke. Oh, that was funny, man. That brings a damn near brings a tear to my eye to remember how fun that was. Peak television. Never to be returned, ever. Yeah, get sad about it. Nothing good ever happens, remember that. Everything good that ever happens is just a prelude to something bad happening. Oh my god. 500 tons of Dynamite episodes? I have to go back. I don't remember any of that. Yeah, the movie stuff was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. They got to do some pretty crazy stuff, man. Mythbusters, like, inspiring video game myth-busting as well was pretty cool, too. That was also really cool. It was like, just the golden era of stuff. People would go on YouTube and then do their own stuff, which was kind of cool. I mean, that's like basically the era for... Oh my god, could you not... Wait, why are you out? What the fuck? Oops. Whoopsie. Look how much damage that did. I'm 10 levels higher. Alright, miss. Very nice. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, same outcome. We would have had to dodge it twice. Okay. I wish I could remember like a ton of the Dirty Jobs episodes. I really can't, unfortunately. Dirty Jobs was good. And Man vs. Wild, I played the fucking tie-in video game ages ago. Oh, dude, that's funny. Fantastic content. Peak content. Okay. All right. We will have a short stream of this in the future, though. Don't get too hyped. We'll do this at some point. Maybe if we finish a couple other playthroughs, we'll come back. We'll do Word Year. I think I miscounted in my head. And then we'll finally be on to what I'm going to call Arceus, the final chapter. Or the final push. I gotta think of a good name. Y'all ever watch Lego videos? I was watching some Lego videos from, was it Brick Experiments? Just the other day. It reminds me that I want to do Lego content. I'm not going to be shooting, like, whatever. I'm not going to be, like, doing crazy things like that, but I have a bunch of things in Lego kits I want to... The final penetration. Okay, dude. Bro is over here making NSFW alterations to Final Destination. So one of the worst ones, cannonball or shooting up. So cannonball myth, the splinters from a ball going through the side of the ship were the big killer. They said busted. Wait, was the whole thing that like splinters from a cannonball hitting a ship are not lethal? Is that their conclusion? Name of the Underworld OST? You know fucking... You know what? Actually, I take that back. I believe it entirely. It's a Capcom game. Every Capcom game is like soft horny. That's kind of their brand, honestly, with the way that Jill's tits jiggle in Resident Evil 1. Woo! Good thing no game journals actually played Resident Evil 1. Can you believe this? Boobs jiggle. Oh, you've never seen that? Yeah, they put jiggle physics on Jill in Resident Evil 1. I'm not kidding. I could almost boot up the game right now and show you, but I'm not going to. No, the remake. Sorry, let me specify. The remake. When I say Resident Evil 1, I think the remake. Sorry, I'm a GameCube boy. I didn't really play Resident Evil 1 until much later. Sorry. Yeah. No, that is a completely valid thing to ask. That's a completely valid thing to ask, because in my head I skipped through that because I like playing Resident Evil 1 kind of sucks, because the only one they ever sell is the stupid tuba music one, the director's cut. Why the director's cut has worse music than the original makes no fucking sense at all. It actually makes no sense. What was Capcom thinking with that name in a game where Dante is constantly thinking about his mother? Let me tell you, Devil May Cry didn't really have a serious story until 3. That's probably the honest to God truth. They had a good story for the first game, and then a kind of non sequitur story for the second. And then with DMC 3 and 4, they actually started to make story. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the Adi Shankar interview. He basically, TLDR, was mad that DMC 5 revitalized the entire series and he didn't get to do it. Not that he would have done it with his Deadpool iteration of fucking Dante and his like room temperature IQ understanding of what makes a good show, but he was mad that like DMC was able to pull itself together in 2019. That's how long this dude's show has been in limbo, by the way, since like 2018, 2019. He was mad that Capcom released Devil May Cry 5 to like mass appeal and mass rave reviews, and everyone loves it, and his show is instead going to be relegated to the it's kind of shit pile of history, because this dude actually portrayed Mundus, or rather will portray Mundus, worse than the fucking 2013 reboot. Ain't that some shit? When you make something so bad, people even have to reconsider the 2013 reboot to be better story-wise. It's absolutely insane. It's the ego, man. It's the fucking Lucasfilms, I know Star Wars better than George Lucas tier shit, and if I don't and people complain about it, I'll just sick an army of journalists and people on them for the rest of eternity type attitude I fucking hate, man. It's so entitled. It's so fucking ass, dude. It's the fucking worst. And that's like most of Hollywood is this way. Most of anyone working on a creative project is this way. Oh, hey, these guys made Devil May Cry. Well, I know it better than them. I'm going to make a better show than them. Man who couldn't make Devil May Cry, we could give him 1 billion years. He would never come up with something as good as Devil May Cry. And you're just supposed to sit here and nod your fucking head and be like, yes, I'll give money to Netflix. I'll watch it. So yeah, it'll get 2, 3, 4 seasons. It doesn't matter. Like, Netflix will throw money at anything. In case that wasn't apparent at this point, they'll probably give it a second season, can it? That's usually the playbook. Give it a second season so all those people online, oh, see, it doesn't matter. And then they'll can it. Then they'll be like, it doesn't matter. But that's the real truth, is that Devil May Cry doesn't really have a good story. Like, I'm not even saying this because I don't like it. It just doesn't really have a story until 3. And then you have to kind of piece together all these unrelated games a little bit. But yeah. Yeah, anything but making a good series for fans who have been a bigger... You know, and it's like, oh, well, I haven't played it. I don't know. Wouldn't you be happy that DMC 5 revitalized interest in your show? Imagine, this is why I believe the Castlevania dudes when they're like, oh my god, like, you have no idea how bad it's been in Castlevania. Everyone, like, most people that know of Castlevania watch the show at this point, because, you know, people don't actually play games. It might be my number one, like, gripe about the gaming industry, and especially the social aspect. People just don't play games. I say this all the time about FF7, so help me God. Warship sites are like 3 feet thick, a civilian ship is like 10 inches. So what they did was use a light cannon, not a war grade cannon. They used a ship that was civilian grade. So a war cannon for war is light at like 15 pounds. They used 6 pounds. So they didn't even use the correct caliber to test it. I see what you're saying. Maybe they couldn't get access to it, so they just worked with what they had. Although that's kind of weird and obscure. What does someone think they're gonna do? Take this and start hunting pirate ships or start being pirates? Who even knows, man? Playing Symphony of the Night and watching the series simultaneously was orgasmic. Yeah, because the point where they're at was good. I heard the last 2 seasons were terrible. Guess whose name is all over it? It's the same shit, man. It's just the same flavor of like entitled like Hollywood California writer thinks he knows better than the original shit. It could be Star Wars, it could be Devil May Cry, it could be The Last of Us. It's the same shit. On loop for fucking eternity. And they never stop. It just seems like every day something else comes out and it's like, oh god. Now it's the Lilo and Stitch movie. You know, just a couple weeks ago it was Devil May Cry. A couple weeks before that it was Snow White. Yep, there it is. See, I beat him to it. Yep, I beat him to it. We think exactly the same. The only difference is I just have a channel. Not even a single fucking original. We are literally on the same. Oh my god. Yeah, nothing like Ohana means family turning into Ohana means give up your family to pursue college degrees. Family? The fuck is family? You know, someone thought they were really cooking in the writing room too. The same way that they were cooking with Last Jedi. You know, someone in the writing room was really cooking with Last Jedi. They, in their mind, they were like, oh yes, this is gonna be the best thing ever. Nothing Lucas could make could ever compete. You know exactly how much their ego was like super on blast. They had this shit juiced up on fentanyl and steroids. That's how fucking high they were. You know it and I know it. They were high off their goddamn mind writing this shit. You know, Adi Shankar in the writing room. Yes, what do these stupid Japanese people that made Devil May Cry even know about Dante? Here, I'll write a better Dante. You know it. I know it. High on SSRIs and fucking drunk off a box wine. Yeah, the FBI man isn't supposed to be the main villain. He's basically like a necessary evil. But I mean, you know, did they even? Yeah, he wasn't a bad guy. He just wasn't doing the good thing that we all hope happens. You know, like you can have shades of gray. Now we just need everything to be bad. There's no shades of gray. I don't even know if I'd call him gray. I mean, from a point of perspective, you could even argue for him. Now, obviously, we don't want that outcome. Right, but being able to say like, hey, I could understand why he's doing it, right, beyond it being his job, right? Oh, this thing Magby runs away? This is actually a rare spawn. We've been down this a few times and haven't seen one. Thankfully, we've done Magby so long ago. Yeah, they got rid of Gontu. It's like, well, then why even make a Lilo and Stitch movie then? You got rid of Gontu, you misunderstood the point of Ohana, and you changed everything about the show. So like, or about the movie. Why even make a Lilo and Stitch movie? Why even do it? It just doesn't even make any sense at all. It's just a complete waste. But like, the thing is, and this is what I've said before, I think that Lilo and Stitch was too far down the pipeline when Snow White failed. I think that Lilo and Stitch was probably like maybe a few months away, right? Like 3 months ago was Snow White. There was no way they were canning Lilo and Stitch. It was too close to coming out. So they have to drop it. They have no choice. They have to waste the money on it, potentially. Oh, he gets to hit. Both 100% accuracy moves. Thank you. Let's see, Myth shooting up. Don't show up, the boat will fall and kill someone. What if they test you show up, the round will fall and end you next? Wait, Myth shooting up. They're gonna adapt Metamorphosis into a story about an upstanding waitress in Seattle. Yeah, it'll be everyone else's fault. They're gonna completely miss the point about a man trying to find his place in the universe. They're gonna girl boss that shit and turn it into something terrible. One of my favorite books of all time, Kafka's The Metamorphosis. It's a fat Hawaiian guy because they just wanted to work out. They wanted to get rid of all the white people. Did you see what they did to Dead Rising Remaster? It's the same shit. They turned the Asian butcher into some big fat white dude. Oh, different Metamorphosis? Oh! The other Metamorphosis! Oh my god. Yeah, don't look it up. Don't look it up. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, that was a bear trap. That was legitimately a Resident Evil 4 bear trap I stepped in. You'll be playing Resident Evil, you'll be having... Leon's like, damn, alright, maybe the president's daughter's just lost and taking shelter in Pueblo. I'll find her, don't worry. He walks 5 feet into town, steps into a bear trap in like chapter 1-1. He's like, oh, fuck, oh, god, yeah, that's the realistic outcome of stepping in a bear trap. First, you're like, why isn't my leg still moving? And then you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, you know, you're in shock. You go through all 5 stages of grief and you loop it. When you start looping the stages of grief, that's when you're on some real shit. They put Leon through some real shit, dude. Someone at Capcom is like, yes, my baby Leon can handle it. Now melt his face off. I'm a little too well read to jump on the slop that's the other Metamorphosis. Yeah. Yo, could they actually adapt that? That could actually be cool, to be honest. And they could girl boss the shit out of that movie. They won't. Think about that. That would be fucking cool, man. They could. They won't. They could. Fuck it. It wouldn't even be worse than the average movie today. What are you even afraid of at this point? Have you seen what they're doing to Kakaguri? Are you kidding me? You think that they couldn't just do that with something that no one cares about? Like, have you seen the Kakaguri shit, man? Like, who is actually asking for this? Look, that's never stopped them before. If you've seen the average movie in today's world, that's just water under the bridge. Would be far from the worst thing anyone has ever uploaded, or anyone has ever adapted, sorry. I could also run a cloning lab under a Coca-Cola bottling plant, but I won't. Yeah, because that's, you just be Umbrella, but maybe smarter. Terrifier exists, and Terrifier is fucking good. Terrifier does exactly what it needs to do, and that's why I love Terrifier. The only thing that sucks is I missed the theatrical run of the 3rd movie. It sucks. I didn't mean to. I genuinely just did not mean to. Oh yeah, by the way, this was the Ursa Luna that I caught in the tree, for anyone who's wondering. We've come full circle. The Ursa ring that was in the tree is now the Ursa Luna that gets me the achievement. Good times. A bullet falling at terminal will not kill you, but IRL, you don't shoot straight up, you shoot to the side and the bullet come in like an artillery shell will kill guys. Yeah, I mean, that's a little more understandable. Shooting up, it has to come down somewhere, but I don't know. Urokitsudoji did get a theater release. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it, and I'm scared that I even said it out loud. Yeah, don't look that. Yeah, that kind of came with a preface, yeah. I have the ticket stub from when I went to see Terrifier 3. I had the ticket stub from when I went to see a lot of movies, actually. Or like the paper. I lost the Sonic paper, man. But I got a photo when I went to see it with my mom, so that kind of worked out. But I lost the damn paper in the theater. I was like, fuck. It slid out my pocket when I was sitting down. That's why back pockets are a fucking scam, dude. Don't put anything you really care about in your back pocket, seriously. Like, I'm about to put zippers on all my pockets. It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, what the fuck? How did it fall out of my pocket? I'm sitting on it. I think Ninja Scroll and Wicked City, similar and Japanese adult animation movies. I don't know. I don't really watch a ton of like outside of shonen. Like my current project is watching One Piece and like to the death of me. So wish me luck. All right. What does Wordier require us to do? I guess we could get a start on it if nothing else. Psy Shield Bash and Extra Sensory. That's why we're here, because there's going to be tons of poison types we could hit over and over and over. I mean, you have to remember, like, everything pushes it to a certain degree, which is what makes it good. Do you want to watch the most safe content imaginable, or do you want to watch something that's really going to push your boundaries and morals? To me, that's a no-brainer. Obviously, I want to be pushed. But it has to be written well. That's the huge caveat I feel like a lot of people run into. Wait, is Skuntank... Is this Poison Dark? Fuck. God, dude. This is so fucking annoying, dude. Alright, well, we can't fight Stunkies. We have to fight Croagunks. I've seen some scenes from really messed up movies, mostly foreign. Yeah, I watched a whole bunch of... Wait, which one's weaker? Okay, this one we want to strong style because it doesn't have perfect accuracy. So we strong style that and weak style the other one. A long time ago, I was watching a lot of fucked up movies with someone. That was a good time. It was cool just from shooting the shit, you know? I still have my stub for Attack of the Clones. Yeah, imagine seeing that in theaters. I wish I had the stub from Revenge of the Sith. Unfortunately, I just have memories, which is still good enough. Who didn't love Revenge of the Sith, man? Well, a lot of people, but I loved it. It was the one about Japanese experiment on Chinese prisoners in World War II. God, I don't remember if I watched anything like that. Yo, Wordier on the cliff? Look at this! Cinematic. Absolute cinema. Peak cinema. Alright, we're never hitting him. There's a real literal autopsy show mid-move. What the fuck? Yeah, it makes you wonder how they even committed that shit to film. Italian B-movies, the unspoken rule of a farm animal slaughtered after using it in a scene. They eat it in Europe. Good lord, what the fuck, dude? I have no comment on that. I'm not even gonna pretend like there's a comment that I'm gonna be able to make that's gonna be even funny or even useful there, so I'm just not gonna make it. No comment. I mean, listen, if there's one thing I hate more than anything in a movie, it's a gratuitous sex scene, 100%. Absolutely, I hate it. It doesn't matter what it is. Romance and gratuity just are two things I don't like. And you're never gonna really get me to say otherwise, which I guess is not unfortunate, but I don't know, man. Like, seriously, most of the stuff I like is just stuff I would have watched as a kid. I'm very consistent about that. Oh, I didn't check my phone all day since I went to bed. Did anyone message me? Let's see. No. Perfect. That's exactly how I like it. I did not miss any messages. Good. Fuck. I didn't strong style it. I don't know, man. That's just what I do now that I'm older. I'm just like, you know what, let me just go back to the stuff that worked. Just the unfuckable stuff. It was just good by default. Like watching episode 5 and then going home and then eventually getting like Lego Star Wars, both 1 and 2. I don't think I got them at the same time. And then getting the Lego Slave 1 and the Lego Millennium Falcon from the, you know, whatever, the remix or whatever. That was fun, man. Oh, we can't fight that. Go away, please. You are not following me. Don't even pretend like you're gonna follow me. Okay, I think he lost interest. Okay. Actually, this is good. Men Over the Sun. Yeah, no. You know what I like that was like the right amount of fucked up? Twilight Zone. I like Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone is fun. Now, obviously, that might be one that there's a lot of favoritism towards the 50s version. I'm not saying that the modern versions are good, and I haven't seen the recent one, because I kind of don't expect it to be good. But I did kind of like Twilight Zone. You know, very short stories. In fact, I was recently organizing my book collection, because there's a lot of books I want to add to my book collection. Because, you know, I'm a big... Low-key, I'm kind of a big book fan. I'm definitely going to create a list of books I want to get, and then set about actually getting them. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But there's a lot of books I like, some of which were books from school, some of which were just books in general. I need to start putting it together. It's like Barnes & Noble Classics, if you've seen those. There's actually a lot of them. So I'm going to definitely go make a list, and I'm going to go look for them, and I'm going to go try to get them. Oops, I can't fight this guy. Bork Nugget, thank you for the follow on Twitch. My favorite, the Scorpion. Look at this fucking thing! Oh my god, look at this fucking thing! Animal Crossing is another one. Greetings, fellow humans. Hello, greetings. Okay, I can't fight that. Oh wow, I love it. It's all Stunkies and Skuntanks. Fantastic. The Judge's House by Bram Stoker. I'm gonna read Dracula first. Okay, keep track of all these book recommendations you're giving, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna forget. I have to create the list of books I want to read first. I'll actually do it soon. Like it's just a list in a chart, or in a cart. Sorry, in a cart. And I'm gonna make a list of all of them, and then over the next few months, probably by the end of the year, I'll try to have all of them. I own Dracula. I own Frankenstein. I actually did read it. It's very good. That's one of the few Barnes & Noble classics I do own. Inheritance Cycle. Okay, I'll go through the chat when I'm done. Once I'm done with the stream, I'll scroll up and I'll write down all these. I'm gonna legitimately start. Oh, I did read Aragon. I read Aragon when I was a kid. A long time ago when I hated it. Did I ever buy the Scythe series? Nope, but I'll make a list. During the Elden Ring streams, I don't remember anything in the Elden Ring streams, I'll be honest with you. Alright, let me actually open up a notepad now. Where's notepad? What the fuck? Here it is. Thought it disappeared. Alright, here you go. I didn't hate Aragon, I just didn't really like reading until I was older. Like, I only really started to like reading in like 6th grade. I didn't like it that much, by the way. But I only really started to like reading when I started reading like books like Animal Farm. Animal Farm was like one of the first books I really liked, because it had real world references, a lot of dialogue, a lot of juicy stuff. I didn't really like, you know, teen fiction until, you know, young adult fiction until way later. Ironically, when I was already an adult. You know what I mean? So like outside of Animorphs, I didn't really like reading almost at all. You know, I just was never a book reader. I was always a gamer. So like Animorphs, I have the whole collection besides the Megamorphs and the Alternamorphs, which, you know, is whatever, it is what it is. What else? Yeah, I don't have a ton from that, so that's fine. You have to assign people as Grim Reapers because they're advanced so much that people... Oh, yeah, yo! Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that. Okay, Scythe series. Interview with a Vampire. Inheritance Cycle. Journey to the Center. That feels like it would have a Barnes & Noble edition. Journey to the Center of the Earth. What else? Judge's House. Look, I'm gonna be honest with every one of you. Oh, Brave New World was very good. I've read that. Yeah, very good book. You know, there's the quadfectum of Fahrenheit, Brave New World, 1984, and Animal Farm. That entire quadfectum is like a perfect spread of all the books I liked as a kid. I had a classmate when I was 12 who didn't originally like reading, gave him the entire set of the original Warriors. He really loved reading. I just think that a lot of people are just waiting for the right book. That doesn't mean it's the right book to, you know, school them on, right? Like, not every book is school eligible. At my school, Fahrenheit, Brave New World, no, not Brave New World, but that was the one we didn't read in school. Fahrenheit and 1984 were all books we read. What? Are you serious? Thank you. Fahrenheit, it was Animal Farm in 6th grade, Fahrenheit in 7th grade, and then 1984 in 8th grade. Those were the only books we read in the year. Those are the only ones I remember, because some of the other books we read were awful, dude. They had, it was fucking terrible. Black Panther coloring book. Could you imagine trying to get kids to read today? Like, you look, it's hard, man, because for me, I was forced, more or less. I don't say forced like I was chained by the neck, but I was kind of led by the hand to heavily read Harry Potter. And I didn't hate Harry Potter, I just didn't care for it as a kid. Especially after book 4, I really didn't care about the last 3 books, and to this day I still kind of don't. I kind of like the wonder of the early series. I feel like the early series for a lot of things is just better. Like, even when you watch like anime, I feel like a lot of the early series really captures the essence of it really well. So it could be like Naruto, could be One Piece, it could be a lot of shows. I kind of just like the early series the best because they're just kind of doing like fun stuff the most. Deathly Hallows as a whole was fantastic. I don't know, I didn't hate it, I just wasn't really vibing with the ending. And then the Ginny Love plotline was awful. Genuinely. That was fucking terrible. Saved a lot of his classes. He didn't even read with assignments without resentment. Well, I had plenty of resentment with my assignments. No, look, just because I liked reading doesn't mean I didn't hate my assignments. I'll say that. But I like reading at my own pace, being able to write at my own pace. Like, when I'm forced to really write it within a box of requirements, I don't really enjoy it as much. He's not a Ketchum, he has to grow up. That complete missed opportunity by the Pokemon anime to have Ash be like 30 in the final scene, by the way. Complete missed opportunity to pull an actual Evangelion. I love Animorphs. Yes, I love the Animorphs. I have the whole collection of them. Very great series. Very well done. But we had to read books like The Giver and Homecoming, which is I think it's by Cynthia Voigt. I don't know how to say her name. I did not give a fuck about any of that. That was genuinely not, yeah, I didn't like it. Animorphs is just so good, but I never watched the TV show, but I heard it got canceled really early on. I don't think Animorphs just translates very well into a TV show. And yes, if Viv is still here, I'm still gonna buy that Animorph game one day. Not the GB Color one. There's a speed run, what is it? There's a GDQ run of that Game Boy Color Animorphs game, and they constantly recommend it to me like once a month, and I've never watched it. That was like the first young adult book I really liked. And I remember reading book 34 randomly when I was in 3rd grade. And I was like, what the fuck? It was like, I guess that's how I am actually as a person. I just like shonen setup, contiguous episodes. It's either got to be random episodes where everything's kind of over the top and silly, like Ed, Edd and Eddy, or it's got to be a continuous like arc of story. And that's just how I read things. And if it's not one of those two, I'm not gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make another, because everyone on my channel knows me. I make a lot of Google spreadsheets. I have Google spreadsheets for my favorite video games. I have Google spreadsheets for the stream schedule. I have Google spreadsheets for, you know, the games, all the playthroughs I've done. Right? I have Google spreadsheets for Final Fantasy, for World of Warcraft. I'm gonna make a Google spreadsheet for my book club. I'm gonna do that. Once I get the actual books I want, I'm gonna start doing that. We're gonna read that. Well, I say I'm going to read it, and I'm gonna have it's gonna be basically, I'm gonna raid Barnes and Noble. It's gonna be a legitimate raid. Final Fantasy raid, not like a police raid. Sorry. I have to clarify that before someone thinks it's like a threat or something. It's I'm talking like a Final Fantasy raid. We're all gonna get together. So we'll have Devin on tank. No, I'm sorry, I'm the tank. We'll have Devin on melee DPS. We'll have Viff on healing. Narg will be the bard in the back. And I'll be tanking. Get behind me, comrades. Allow me. I have an Andalite character. Commission an entire character art page. Yo, now that's fire. I like that. Viff will just be healing by throwing potions, probably. He's gonna have like a syringe gun that's gonna shoot me with like healing fluid, and he'll be like, "Go get him, bot humper!" Bang. So I'm gonna forget my role and run into the battlefield dying instantly. Man, that's the best! You never just played Battlefield, run out into the middle of the open and just got gunned up? That's the thing. That's the one thing I hate, man. I could never do it. I couldn't. When I play Battlefield, at least it wasn't super sweaty. I haven't been able to afford commissions a long time. I used to love buying art from friends. Yeah, I get that. I'm just not a very OC kind of person. I could never write, and I could never create my own character, so I really respect people who could. Like, you might say, well, wait a minute, don't you have Who's Mans, and haven't you been, like, you know, iterating on that since, like, 2012? And you'd be like, yeah, but remember, like, Who's Mans in and of himself is a parody character. He's a parody of all the weird characters people made. It's not a great lore, trust me. It is not like some crazy thing. I'm not good at making characters with lore. I just am not. Whether it's Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, right? I can't write. I can never write. I can only perform piano and a little bit of brass band. Pepperoni pizza rolls. Yo, Bork Nugget is having fun. Respect to that. That thing will be full of dust, aka meth. Oh my god. Dude, I'm gonna have to get a, what is it called in Fallout? The thing that cures your chem addiction? I'm gonna have to drink that after every combat. It's gonna be like when a Xenoblade fight ends and everyone's like, whew, that was close. We're the best team ever. This team never loses. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna go down the list, because obviously some of these books are gonna sell before I'm able to buy them. I just don't have the money. It's not a huge deal. Obviously, it's not like these are the last copies on Earth. It'll just maybe take me a while to track it down. So I'll look through it and I'll try to grab all of them. There's a couple more Animorphs books I never got, which I'll deal with at some point. Yeah, I'll make a book club. I'll make a book thing. And I'm probably gonna change the Google Sheets links. I have to figure out how to shorten the link itself, because it just looks way too long. Like if I could get like a custom link for it or something, I'll figure that out. I have to do a whole bunch of stuff. And EpiPens, yeah. Just flat adrenaline shots. That's the thing I love in games, when you have to heal with one of those. You just stick yourself. Only in a video game. In real life, it's probably kind of terrifying. In a video game, it's funny. You gotta have that separation degree, you know what I mean? Alright, if we do Word Year today, I'm not playing this all of June. I'm gonna tell you right now. We'll come back in July. Let's see. We are halfway with Agile Styles. Just a little under halfway. We are literally almost objectively halfway through this. Drugs feel good and make you powerful. That is, I disavow that statement unless we are talking about video games. If you want to run a drug build in like Fallout, then yeah, I kind of agree. I don't. I prefer to run stats builds. I don't like builds that require you to have like tons of items to use in almost any game. I don't do that. Oh my god, please hit him. I mean, he's actually obscured. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably the most believable miss I think I've ever seen in this game. Look at that. Random syringe, stick it in. There was a game where you had to do that. You had to like it's random syringes. Not Silent Hill. I know there's the Ampoule. There's another game where you had to do it. Oh, you know what it is? It's Gods Will Be Watching. It's an indie game from like 10 years ago. That's what it was. You have to experiment on your party members to figure out the best way to continue through the story. But the only thing that sucks about Gods Will Be Watching is it's complete RNG. I genuinely believe sometimes you just get fucked and you can't continue. No, not Darkwood. There's a chapter in Gods Will Be Watching where you're trapped inside of a cave. And basically the bad guys have stuck you in the cave, and it's filling with like a virus basically that's going to kill you all in like, I think a couple of days or something. So you have to balance between digging and randomly injecting people with different viruses and different like antibodies to see if like you could create a cure, which would give you more time before you die of food and water. And like, so here's the fucked up part. You get past the first set of 3 viruses. Like, you have to basically find like an order of letters, right? So like A, B, C. Oh, that's the cure. Cool. Oh, but there's actually a second sequence that you need to figure out. And then you lose, probably. And you need to know this ahead of time. It's very much guesswork. It's fun in the sense like it's very difficult, but it's also kind of unfun in the sense that like you're basically kind of fucked if you do it wrong. Like I think there's some seeds that are just really, really easy, and then there's some seeds that are like borderline impossible, and there's like really no in between. It's pretty much one or the other. Let's do Nightfall. I'll do debuff too. You guys make me want to play Final Fantasy 13. That's like one of the few games that actually has classes in the Final Fantasy like general world. And I think like unfortunately I think 13 has a really good battle system stapled to a game that is very bad. Like imagine that. Like 13's battle system could be way better if you could adjust it on the fly. And unfortunately it's stapled to the rest of the game. Like, I thought it was kind of cool. Like, the Ravagers have elemental abilities, so they build up the stagger meter, right? Commandos kind of, you know, deal good damage. They're like the big powerhouses. Sentinels, like, block a lot of damage and provoke enemies to hit them, which makes them easier to deal with. Medics obviously heal, right? Saboteurs, like, debuff enemies, and Synergists buff your teammates. I thought that was, like, a crazy good setup. But the problem is that it's stapled to the rest of the game, which prevents you from doing it. If it was a faster, more intense game, I think it would be a lot better. And the game would make a lot more sense when you can't control your teammates. And then that stupid Barthandelus fight, they could tell you to keep attacking him instead of just being fucking quiet while he preps and enrage. It's so dumb. That is the worst fight in the game, purely because there's no feedback on if you're doing it correctly. It's insane how that fight works. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, Work Nugget. That's a drug that can temporarily stop the heart. Well, you know when you use it on an enemy, it's only going to slow them, right? That's how that works. It's only going to slow them, because when it's used on you, broken. When you use it, awful. That's every game. Oh, and the clip channel. I gotta set up the clip channel. I'll get around to that. How about a drug that makes you grow bone projectile spewing limbs? Well, besides how Resident Evil that actually exists in World of Warcraft as a Death Knight skill. I think it's called Abomination Limb, but it doesn't shoot things. It makes you grow an extra limb that does extra auto attacks. WoW changes its characters and roles and specs so much, I genuinely find it very hard to follow the patch notes. Like, you look at WoW patch notes, like, you could look at Final Fantasy patch notes and be like, damn, they changed like 4 or 5 things in this class. That's a lot. You look at WoW patch notes, brother, it's like 20 lines of shit. There's no way you could keep up with that mentally. Let alone every class? No way. Which, by the way, tomorrow is Final Fantasy streaming, so I'm just letting everyone here know now, so you could just not show up. I'm giving you guys the heads up. Tomorrow, there probably will not be a late stream at all. Just letting you know now, just letting you know ahead of time. I'm nice like that. I know that 14 is not exactly the most peak of content, but I will be playing it just so that way I can, you know, get a jump on it. And honestly, that might become the new Tuesday stream, is doing 14 shade triangle stuff. Just letting you know now, right? I'm a heartbreaker, not a life taker, as someone once told me. Trust me, if I cared about views, my entire life would be different. I don't even know if that's not even to say my channel will be more successful. I would just be a very different person. I don't care that way. It's not a big deal to me. I will thank you when it's high, but I don't really care. It's not that big a deal. I like the 14 streams. There's one. Yeah, you like 10 hours of Sugar Riot? I don't. You start making really little stupid mistakes after so many hours. Let's see you next week. No, Wednesday is gonna be Rise of the Ronin, so I'll see you on Wednesday, I guess. I know he's joking, but like, holy shit, that is so funny. He's like, what? More Final Fantasy? See, at least if it was like a new patch, there's at least a lot of story to that. Nar just likes the disco. Who doesn't? Oh shit, that's right. Well, no, I can't stream disco anymore because that's what my static is up to. I'm gonna run out of names for Sugar Riot streams. That's why I can't stream it anymore. Battle at the Barnyard was like one of the best ones I came up with. Battle at the Barnyard. My Family and Other Animals was another good one. Okay. Wednesday after that is when Deltarune comes out, so you'll be assuming I died for about a week after that, unless it's boring, in which case you'll see me immediately. Man's just literally, like, cited my Assassin's Creed Shadows playbook. Word for word, bar for bar. Oh yeah, we need to do the melee missions. That's supposed to be tomorrow, and then I forgot, because there's, the new thing comes out tomorrow. So the melee missions will once again be postponed, because I'm going to be playing that all day tomorrow. There's actual new content. I should have done it yesterday, instead of doing whatever I did. Oops. Seriously, the melee missions are going to be delayed to hell and back, and when it happens, it's probably going to be the most boring set of them. I really just need to do that shit early. I'm sorry. Next expansion, I'm not waiting this long to do it. If y'all are still around in 2 years, I'm not waiting that long to do it. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Melee missions. And then I think there's a finale mission for it as well, because it wraps up all 5 mission lines. So there's going to be a finale as well. So we'll probably, I have to have like a full big stream just to do that. And if I'm playing 14 now, I'm mostly raiding, because like I don't sit on that game all day anymore, because there's other things to play, there's other things to do. You have to understand, there's other things for me to play and do, so I don't sit on it all day. Yeah, Dancing Green is nice. See, the thing is, Sugar Riot isn't even like hard in the sense that like it's a Titan Rage. It's just hard because the ad phase is such a hyper wall. And like I've been streaming myself raiding on this game or uploading raiding content for so many years. Sugar Riot's ad phase is just genuinely one of the biggest walls I think I've ever seen in that game. Like, I remember the last time we had an ad phase like that was Shiva. I didn't pug Shiva though, so I guess that's a different story. The last time I pugged a fight that had an ad phase like this was Midgar Somer, and even that ad phase was not that intense. It was hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was easy, but it was not this intense. This is a very intense fight. Mochi Mochi? Yeah, Ash would love that. Fucking, I hate Pokemon. Thank you for reminding me. Says the man on a Pokemon stream. Yeah, when was the last time you saw a Pokemon Violet stream on this channel? Exactly. Never. Pokemon's so bad I won't even finish Shield or Scarlet. And I haven't even started Let's Go Pikachu. To be honest, Eevee is just better anyway. What are we at now? Okay, we're getting there. Can I do the Pokemon MOBA? I hate MOBAs, so no. No, sorry. I don't think I will. At least I'll let you know up front. Honestly, the lack of Pokemon content on my channel is only because we're in a dry spell and because I want to play other games. If Pokemon was as good as it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, actually more than that at this point, like I would play Pokemon way more often. If BDSP was genuinely better, I would probably play it all the time. But I mean, there's only so much you could squeeze, you know, from a stone, right? You can only get so much blood from a stone. That's why the only reason we're here, which I appreciate you all, right? Whether you're on Twitch or YouTube or watching it on demand on YouTube afterwards, I appreciate it, but, you know, it's really just more of a completionist thing for me at this point. It's not even enough to beat the game for me anymore. Like, this is how much I love Pokemon as a series, despite their best efforts to make me apathetic and not care. They've done everything they could, but they can't break me down. Oops. Every time I think I'm out, they just pull me right back in. And then we'll play ZA, and I swear, knowing my luck, ZA is not going to have any of this. We'll be done with ZA in 30 streams. Unless there's massive shiny hunting to be done. Think about that. Imagine ZA has, like, no real post-game. Like, nothing else to do. No decks to max out. Then we'll just be done. Could you imagine we get less usage out of that? That would be funny. Dude, what is it with Gardevoir, man? Like, seriously. And why do I never find shinies on this game anymore? Is it just because I don't fly around the map enough? I mean, yeah, I might have 8 boxes of shinies, but look, I need more, okay? We never find them anymore. It really bothers me that we don't see any more shinies. You sound weird. I'm using earbuds because I lightly sunburnt my ears. Well, I also changed my microphone settings. I think maybe people have noticed. As long as you could hear the game behind me, it's fine. But I changed my microphone settings. I went into Windows settings and it was like, oh, your microphone's at 13% in Windows. I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen? No, don't kill elephants for ivory, man. It's not worth it. Elephants are such beautiful animals. The fact that they're being hunted to the point of extinction is just terrible, man. Aren't there even enough ivory pieces in the world anyway? Like, really? That makes me so sad, man. That's just pure human greed. These very beautiful, big, majestic creatures hunted down for silly trinkets, man. What about my piano keys? I don't know, make fake piano keys. How many people even, I know you're joking, but how many people even play the fucking piano? I'm one of the few people that knows how to play the piano. Like, what? I have to have ivory on my keys. Really? There's no synthetic ivory? Really? I'd rather, if we're gonna clone stuff, we figure out ways to safely clone meat. And safely and ethically clone meat. Not that ethics mean anything to the scientific community anymore. Clone it in such a way that it never has a consciousness. That's the best way to do it. So you're just creating effectively a living meat bag. And then you could break it down afterwards. No life created, no life taken. I guess we could pull ivory out of homeless people and say, you can't create ivory in people's bodies, dude. Clown. Can't happen. Otherwise they would. It feels like something Umbrella would do. Are you an Umbrella scientist? Here, man, we'll pay you $50 if you come in and we can, like, ask you a couple questions about your, you know, your physiology and whatever. Yeah, sure, man, why not? And they just take them and experiment them and turn them into tyrants. Turn them into fucking tyrants, dude. Because you know what's sad? All the tyrants in Resident Evil are probably just random dudes. They just have the I think it's like 1 in 10,000 trait to become a tyrant instead of a generic zombie. That's your Resident Evil lore of the day. I'm probably wrong. It's a very rare trait that someone has that turns them into a tyrant and not a zombie. No, I don't believe in ecological invasion. I don't think we should do that to anyone. Oh, very nice. Runaway Standoff WWHWVVLX. Cheap viewers on Stream Boo. Yeah, you know, figuring out how to put up the auto mod on Twitch was one of my top. That was a top Megamind move. Doesn't even show up anymore, and I just let it time out. Good job. Just let Twitch do all the work for me. On YouTube, I don't even think you get to see them anymore. Peak performance, my friends. Peak performance. Hippos are ridiculously effective herbivores, so releasing them into a habitat they are near to might literally cause some of the wildlife there to go extinct. Yeah, like you're just gonna have them eat, what, half the Amazon? How about we make a big nemesis elephant? What are you even... Bro is gonna unleash some of the most eldritch horrors known to man. He's gonna release, like, Nemesis's final form. And it's just gonna start running around killing people. Ivory isn't even that good. Like, what do you even need it for? Like, seriously, like, I think as humans, we need to really ask ourselves, like, what do we even need some of this stuff for? Does it really matter? Like, isn't there enough ways to get leather or, like, something hard that's light enough to be a piano key? There's no way that only ivory... Yeah, no, come on. There's some plastic you could put. It's ridiculous. Yeah, stuff and things. Yeah, I need it because... I need it for reasons. Is basically the way it works out. Oh, fuck. Can you please hit it? Thank you. I mean, hey, stuff and things is one of the most honest takes someone will have about this. Why do you need it? Yes. All right, we're done with size shield. We need to use extra look, we're very close. We'll just wrap it up and then we'll be done. Heal. All right, we don't need size shield anymore. We just need extra sensory. So here's what we're gonna do just to make my life easier. Let's just turn the time of day back to night. How did he see me up here? It doesn't even make sense. Dice? Dude, I have dice on my desk. Where are they? Right here. Here's one. Here's two. There's a red one. I don't know where it is. Rolled a 10. Isn't that kind of nice? It's my RNG at play. Something very fun about rolling dice. Do they have like a dice rolling simulator that's not D&D? Obviously, like I could just roll dice all day. Someone's got to have that. Because the worst part about having to roll dice is that you have to like go pick it up if it lands somewhere. Why are they getting alerted? Dude, these things are like ultra... What the hell? Do they have anti-air guns or something? They're insane. Like, what the fuck? Someone will need to destroy the net. This is definitely something that Umbrella would do. They would create... As part of... Here at Umbrella Corp, we cloned a zombie elephant that produces infinite amounts of ivory by shooting it out of its face. Oh, but, you know, how does it regenerate it? Simply, the magic of the progenitor virus allows it to violate the conservation of mass. Infinite ivory for the world. And the worst part is that elephant poaching would still continue. And then the worst part is that it's eventually going to escape because it's Umbrella or Engine or insert company name here. That's seriously why I stopped taking Jurassic Park seriously, because it stopped being, hey, we're a very sophisticated cloning facility, you know, with some of the top of the line, you know, scientists and all kinds of really good geneticists and everything. And it just became a bunch of crazy assholes that just basically wouldn't be out of place in a Resident Evil game. For fuck's sake. Engine is just basically a normie's version of Umbrella if you don't play Resident Evil. It's just Umbrella with more steps. That's why I like Jurassic Park 1 the best. And I think everyone would probably say that to a degree, right? That's one time when all the hyper fanboys are completely correct. Because the first movie is just the simplest. This entire massive park brought low because of human greed. Is there like a better stand-in? It's literally like the perfect storyline. The most sophisticated technological advancement in human history brought low because some fat dude wants a little bit extra money and a can of Barbasol. Like, could you imagine that? It's perfect. It's literally, you could not make a better pitch. It is a perfect movie from start to finish. And everything after that has just been kind of trying to relive and relight that flame, and it's not really worked out. Now, I will always say I am less harsh on Lost World than Jurassic Park 3, but they pretty much nailed it on the first go. Yeah, I don't hate Lost World as much as people do. I thought 3 was way harder to sit through. And then I guess Jurassic World has some benefit, but that's about it. It's just like a modern day sequel boot, you know, re-sequel. It's like, hey, what if we try to recapture the magic of the original with a slight twist? Not the worst thing in the world. Definitely could be worse. Didn't really love it either. Was kind of neutral on it. Okay, let's find the last couple ones. 2 more, I think, and we're done. But definitely now with the new one, I just don't really care anymore. Like, I want them to try something new, mix something new up, you know? Like, at this point, what are we gonna watch every year? Star Wars, Jurassic Park, another Marvel movie. Star Wars, Jurassic Park, another Marvel movie. Star Wars, Jurassic Park, another Marvel movie. And they're all gonna be loaded up to the gills with the fucking message, and then that's it. Wow, great. How about a xenomorph that naturally sheds Kevlar? It escaped! Have you seen the meme where it's like Umbrella logs really be like, oh, you know, we created the most devastating, terrifying monster known to ever exist, but don't worry, it's in captivity. And then 5 minutes later, it escaped. Basically. I wish I could even say that that's not true. I can't. It literally, that's basically how the fucking show or every game goes. See, at least Black Mesa, they did have this stuff under lock. Well, until they didn't. But, you know, I get, look, Umbrella was inevitably going to collapse. These dudes are idiots. They're stupid. Have you listened to an Umbrella employee talk about what he wants to do? Even the most efficient one of them, Wesker, wasn't that good at what he did. Even Wesker was not that good at what he did. He just had infinite money. Look at all the alphas here, by the way. He just had a lot of fucking money. Or SCP stuff. Everything is a world-destroying being that's only held back by some random non sequitur. Yeah, just randomly, the world hasn't ended to this point. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, that's why I feel like Resident Evil should go back to being low stakes. Because when, like, that's why Resident Evil 7 works so well compared to the chaos and hyperness of Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6 is like 5 different world-ending threats being fucking stopped. Whereas Resident Evil, you know, 7 is just like a very small scale, like, this is happening, you know, just as a local thing affecting a local dude who's just a normal guy. And I think that that's what makes it work so well, is it could be anybody. It could be you, it could be me. You love your girlfriend so much, you find out that she's actually in Louisiana. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go to Louisiana to rescue her. I'd imagine she's just cheating on me and then dump her and then be done. But, you know, Ethan Winters is a very, very noble, loyal man. He at least wanted to hear what she had to say first. And, you know, then everything happens in those games, which is kind of funny, but whatever. It could be anybody is the point. Anyone could make that simple decision of, you know, I want to know what's going on. She's been missing for 3 years. Oh shit, do you see her out there? Yo, Candace is over there. That scared the shit out of me. High grade plutonium. No. You should write some SCP stuff. That's terrifying, dude. How about no? How about something nice happens for once? Ow. Boy, I can't wait till I have to lead my Pokemon around in ZA. That's gonna be fun. Dodge! 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 If you've seen any gameplay from Legend ZA, you already know what my commentary is going to be. I'm gonna put that on the damn soundboard. Dodge! 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 It won't dodge. I'm letting you know right now I'm picking Chikorita, folks. So whatever happens is gonna happen. It's already preordained. That's gonna be really funny, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be stupidly funny. Dodge! 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 Should we fight her for the gold nuggets? Yeah, fuck it. Hup. Hi. Hello. I stopped looking for them ages ago, man. Was she Clover? Was it Clover, Charm, and Coin? She's Clover. I'm never gonna remember this, by the way. Alright. The usual. Poison jab. Yay! Well, folks. Well, that's another stream done. No, seriously, that's it. There are no more Pokemon left that are not evolutions or legendaries. So going from here on out, we're just gonna have what, 2 Pokemon a stream in a 3-hour stream is gonna be what? Huh. I'll look at it real quick. I'll look it up. I can't teleport. I'm under attack. Fly south. Shiny hunt real quick at the end here. Look for shinies. Shiny hunt. Anything? No. Okay. They are being very stingy about shinies now when I play this game. Remember when we would just run into 50 shinies a stream? Is it done? No, the grind is not done. There's a few more Pokemon left. None of them are normal Pokemon, though. They're all either evolutions or they are legendaries. So we still have more, but the way I'm going to group it up is going to be a little bit different because we have an actual... Here, let me just teleport. Fuck the shinies. Because we have an actual tangible amount of Pokemon left, right? We'll talk to this dude, right? We'll get our progress. Yes. Very nice. As you can see, we're done. Return to village. Yep, no worries, Narg. We're wrapping up here anyway. Just really briefly, I'll go through it because I need to go through it for myself. If you go to the Google Doc inside of one of these, here you go, Pokemon Legends Arceus, right? Wordier and Ursaluna, we can now fill in as green. Fill in as green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 evolutions and what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 17 legendaries. So that's 8 times, or sorry, 8 plus 17 is 25. There's 25 more Pokemon left to fully max out. So what we'll do is we could do 2 a day, right? 2 a day should be good. We'll start with Sylveon and maybe dive into something else a little bit different. Let's run over here. And every day we'll work on 2 different evolutions, right? Shouldn't be too terrible. Probably we'll just go hit up and just do shiny hunting while we do it. So that way I'm not just doing one thing only. And, we're gonna work on the evolutions first because you can't find legendaries again anyway. So it almost doesn't even make much sense to try to grind out legendaries. So maybe we'll just stick with that. Any shinies? Oh, there you go. Look at that. We got 1 shiny, and here's the shiny Bidoof over here. Very nice. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Going forward, we're gonna deal with 2 different Pokemon. We're gonna start with Sylveon, and then we'll find another one. I don't know. But that's it. There are no more non-EV and non-legendary Pokemon that we have not completed. Wow. It's crazy how well that worked out. Alright, so I want to thank everyone who showed up on Twitch. I want to thank Bork Nugget for showing up. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope everything's going well. Let me see if I freeze the stream really quickly before I crazy showed up. Twitch, I want to thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope everything's going well. Let me see if I freeze the stream really quickly before I click away. Go figure, right? Anyway, I want to thank everyone who showed up. Thanks, Devin. Thanks, Narg. Thanks, Viv. Thanks, everybody who showed up. Much appreciated. Thank you for the book recommendations. I'm going to start to put that together probably tonight. So, Sprite, today is a great day. The shitter is now not broke. Very good. Good, good, good. I will see you all in the near future. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the great conversation. I will fill in the Arceus chart here in a minute. The last time we played this was actually a month ago. If you could believe it, a month has now come and gone again. So I will copy that, paste that. Today is now the 26th of May, which is my birthday, of course. So we finished up Ursaluna and what was the other one? Wordier. That's it. Oops. There you go. Maybe we won't do the legendaries. That's kind of unnecessary. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.